I am writing to you because I have nowhere else to go.
In the fall of 2022, Alayna Gilbert contacted ESPN.
My husband was a great man, and he was loved by many.
Her husband, a former NFL player named Daren Gilbert, had died a few months earlier.
Something changed. I know I was living with a dangerous stranger.
She told a story that is now sadly familiar, of a former football player who had lost himself.
If you can investigate this matter, it would be greatly appreciated. I wrote you the letter, and I wrote it out of pain and anger. I don't know what the answer could have been, but I know there's something could have happened besides death.
Alayna was concerned not only about what happened to her husband, but about the deaths of a number of his teammates and the struggles of many more players from the 1988 New Orleans Saints.
This team deserves some sort of investigation.
That email sparked a 2-year ESPN examination of the impact on the body, mind, and soul of a career spent in the NFL. And within that larger story is a more personal one, of a football family and the sport's effect on their lives, for better and for worse.
It definitely shaped all of us and the people we became and our perspective and the men we became.
Like his dad, Daren Gilbert played 4 seasons in the NFL, and his uncle Darren Como played in the league for 10 years.
I think all three look at football as that is their life. It's like a religion. It's who they are.
Daren and Alayna met at Cal State Fullerton, where he was a standout offensive tackle on the football team, and she was recruited to play basketball.
We were just friends. And then finally he asked me out on a date. Church was the first date, and it was nonstop from then. But he was just a gentle giant. He didn't have a malicious bone in his body, always laughing, always happy, just a great guy.
Daren Gilbert, a tackle out of Cal State Fullerton, was selected by the New Orleans Saints.
After the Saints picked Daren in the second round of the 1985 NFL Draft, he and Alayna were married the following year. Soon after, they had their son, Jarron.
Best father ever. Everything he did, Daren was good at it.
Oh, he was just this big role model, Superman kind of guy to me.
Daren played 4 seasons in the NFL, primarily as a backup. A back injury ended his career.
He kept trying, kept hoping that he could come back and play. And he continued to work out, and it just didn't happen.
After Daren retired, he found a new calling as a high school teacher and coach, which eventually included training his son.
Jarron and Daren would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning when he was in high school and go work out. He was dead set on getting Jarron into the league.
He just, always rooted for my success. Part of that, too, was his career was cut short to injuries. So, an opportunity for his son to kind of fulfill certain things that he wasn't able to.
Daren Gilbert up the middle again with the sack. His 5th sack this season.
A defensive end, Jarron played at San Jose State, where he was the Western Athletic Conference's co-defensive player of the year his senior season.
With the 68th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Daren Gilbert.
Jarron was a 3rd-round draft pick, and like his dad and every player who reaches the NFL, he had to develop a complicated relationship with pain to stay in the game.
You accept it and embrace it, and you learn how to keep working through it. It's kind of a gladiator sport at that point. But there's something about that kind of shapes you as well.
Pressure from the outside. Gilbert got there, knocked it loose.
During an exhibition game in Jarron's 2nd season, he took a brutal blindside hit that knocked him out.
Jarron's concussion was so bad that I fainted.
And I remember for a second being on the bench, and then I remember being in the locker room. And nothing, I don't really remember how I got there. I didn't have any concussion effects beyond that. So it was just a play.
Officially, Jarron was listed with a neck injury. A week later, he was cut by the Bears. He spent the next few seasons bouncing between the practice squad and the active roster of the Jets and Bills. He retired in 2013.
All right, let's have a great practice. Let's get to it. Get to it.
After his playing days, Jarron became a high school teacher and coach, just as his dad had. Daren, meanwhile, began to struggle. Alayna says he changed from the grounded, jovial man she knew to a guy with alcohol and gambling problems, and his moods became darker.
Next thing I knew, he just became this angry guy that I had never seen before. Daren had never been anyone to yell. He didn't like confrontations, but he was angry a lot. He kept watching all these specials about gangs, and he was like this, everything was rough and hard. Like, who are you? What's wrong?
In 2015, Alayna says she persuaded Daren to see Concussion, a movie about the connection between football and brain damage, and the NFL's efforts to deny the link.
What was his reaction as you came out of the movie?
Silence. Dead silence. I think he was saddened to know that there was something wrong with him.
He definitely shared that he was concerned about, some of those things, and I saw as things went on, when he started facing some other struggles, that, this is really getting to him.
By 2022, Alayna had separated from Daren, though she remained in regular contact. That August 4th, she got an early morning call from her kids.
Dad died. You mean he died? I just talked to him. He was fine. He really didn't even sound drunk. What do you mean? He's dead, Mom. He's dead.
Daren was found on the floor of his apartment. The cause of death was a pulmonary embolism.
Those are so small.
Alayna had Daren's brain sent to neuropathologist Ann McKee at Boston University. McKee's findings? Daren had early-stage CTE, the brain disease linked to football. Jarron says he's not convinced the diagnosis fully explains his father's problems.
Can't say it was solely CTE or solely anything, but he was struggling, and I know that the CTE affected it, and had an impact, had a role.
Alayna's experiences with Daren have her wondering about the toll football might ultimately take on her 38-year-old son.
I'm so worried about my kid, I can't even think about him.
Any parent, you see a kid, you're nervous for him. Sometimes moms in particular worry a little bit more.
I'm a worry. What can I say? It's a physical game. I think my fear is the unknown.
Fortunately, I'm not dealing with anything major at this point, so there's some assumed risk that goes along with the game, and you fight through it and deal with it. But ultimately, I wouldn't trade, my experience, for anything.
Head on the outside. I got my inside shoulder right here, front knee up.
Now, as the head coach of the Poly High Bears in Riverside, California, Jarron says he emphasizes methods to avoid head injuries.
Eyes right here. Head on the outside. Use your inside shoulder to tackle. Okay, keep your head on the backside. You understand? Keep your head out of the tackle.
I'm going to take all the precautions in protecting our kids and teaching them how to play this game the right way. And when you play the game the right way, it's a beautiful game.
Hey, come here. You'll help me coach, okay? I need you paying attention with me.
Jarron has a 7-year-old son named Amari. who appears interested in following in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. But his grandmother would prefer that he pursue a different sport, the one she played.
I know he's a really good basketball player, and I'm okay with him playing basketball. If he chooses football, I'll be praying. That's what I'll be doing. I don't want football for him. But if his dad does,
This game, it's a lot safer sport than even when I started playing. He wants to play football, go play football. He wants to play basketball, go play basketball. That's how my dad was with me. None of us were forced into football. It just kind of found us, all of us.